If we get too long, I'm just going to slip out.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
For slip and slide, that is totally okay for you to slip out.
Just slip right out. Yeah, nice.
Definitely put this at a blooper at the very end.
Okay.
Hi there, you're listening to the Kingdom Sexuality Podcast. We're Alana, Kyle, and Tira, friends who have a heart for intimacy and long to uncover God's truth and design for sexual freedom within marriage. If you enjoy listening to our episodes or like our content over on Instagram, would you consider leaving a review or subscribing? It really helps. Welcome here.
Okay, we are back for another episode of the Kingdom Sexuality Podcast. I am Tira, joined by my awesome, funny, great co-hosts, Alana
Super good
and
looking.
Kyle. Yeah. And a special welcome to all our patrons who are listening. This is where you get to support our show. You get freebies. You get to vote on what episodes we record. You get to, we let you in on the behind scenes when we're working on stuff. It's a great place to be. If you want to join us, it's at patreon.com/kingdomsexuality. And you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We do lots of great stuff in both those. So the verse today, enjoy life with your wife, whom you love, all the days of this meaningless life that God has given you under the sun. Ecclesiastes 9 verse 9.
Classic Ecclesiastes.
Yeah.
Ecclesiastes
The meaningless life.
So depressing. Oh my goodness.
Everything is meaningless, but enjoy life with your wife. Whom
Everything
you
is
love.
vain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay. As you know, if you've listened to us for a while, I'd love to do quizzes and myth busting and stuff like that. So we're going to start off with that. I just got to pull it up. Come on. So we're going to do a lube or lie quiz instead of truth or lie. So is it lube or is it a lie? Okay. You guys ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Are we
Number
supposed
one.
to answer?
You are going to answer. It's either
okay.
lube or lie.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. All lubricants are safe to use with condoms.
Lie.
Lie.
Good. I'm glad you got that one. I'm pretty sure we'll all get that one. So yeah, not all lubes are condom friendly. So oil-based lubes can break down latex. We're going to get into some of these stats and stuff later. But number 2, using
Hold
lube.
on. Even.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry. If you're going to do it later, I'll say it later.
Okay. Number 2, using lube means your body isn't working properly.
Lie.
Lie.
Right on. Absolutely. Yeah. It has nothing to do with arousal or health issues. Lots of things affect our lubrication. Okay. Number 3, water-based lubricants dry out faster than silicone-based lubricants.
Lube.
Lube.
Ding, ding, ding. Got it. Number 4, you don't need lube if you're using a condom.
Lie.
Yeah. So even though condoms are pre-lubricated, it's not always enough. So number 5, spit is just as good as lube.
Lie.
I don't know.
Alana's face is
Only in a
like, spit dries out quickly and contains bacteria and doesn't reduce friction as effectively as actual lubricant. Yeah. Number 6, lube can make orgasms feel better.
Lube.
Lie.
Lube. So studies show that using lube can increase pleasure and orgasm intensity because it reduces discomfort and allows for a more relaxed and uninhibited movement.
Noise.
I could see this going both ways.
I can too.
Sometimes increased friction can be a good thing.
Yeah, it depends on the friction. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, number 7. All lubes are safe to use as sex toys.
Lie.
Lie.
Yeah, lie. Because silicone lubes can degrade the silicone toys. So, number 8, lube can help people with vaginismus or painful sex.
Lube.
Lube.
Lube, yeah. For those experiencing vaginismus, vaginal dryness, or pain during sex, lube can make intimacy more comfortable. However, I do want to address that, like, you still need to address the root cause with a doctor or a pelvic physio or Jess. She is an OT that we highly recommend for anybody who has vaginismus. So I don't want to dismiss and say, lube will fix it, because it doesn't. But it can help as you're working through it. Number 9, coconut oil is a good natural lubricant.
Your
face.
Lube?
Coconut oil?
Coconut oil is a good natural lubricant. Yes, lube with caution. So coconut oil can be a great natural lube because it's moisturizing and long lasting. But it shouldn't be used with latex condoms because it can cause breakage, and it can disrupt the vaginal pH in some people. So for some people, it might not be good. Okay, number 10, flavored lubes are safe for oral sex.
Lube?
Lie.
Why else would they be flavored?
Oh, I guess.
Yeah.
Your
so
vagina
lube.
can't taste.
Yeah.
Wow.
So-
Just kidding.
So flavored lubes, yeah, you're right, Kyle, are designed for oral
That would
sex.
make sense, I guess.
They're not really, they're not great for actual intercourse because they usually contain sugar or glycerin, which contributes to yeast infections. So if
Right.
you're prone to infections, don't go for the flavored ones if you're intending to go to full intercourse.
Are we talking about flavored lubes later? Because I have a lot of questions.
Yes. And at number 11, the Romans used olive oil as lube.
Probably.
Lube.
Lube.
Lube. Yep. Historical records show that the ancient Greeks and Romans used olive oil as lubricant. Number 13, you should only use lube if you have a problem with dryness.
Lie.
Hi. Yep. Lube isn't just for fixing dryness. It enhances pleasure, increases comfort, and can make things just feel nice and good, just like our title, Slip and Slide. Number 14, personal lubricants were first used in ancient China.
Lie.
Lube.
Lube. One of the earliest recorded lubricants came from ancient China, where people boiled red seaweed to create carrageenan-based lube.
Sweet.
Interesting,
Good for
hey?
them.
Yeah.
Innovative.
Yeah. Number 5, last one. Using lube can actually make sex safer.
I'm going to go with lie.
Lube.
This one, I wish you guys, everybody listening, could see Kyle and Alana's faces for every one of these questions.
This episode will be on YouTube, so go look at our faces.
You really should. It's worth it. Okay. Lube. Okay, so listen to this. Go. So by reducing friction, lube lowers the risk of condom breakage and microscopic tears in the skin, which can reduce the chances of infection and irritation.
See, I was only
Microscopic
thinking about
tears in
pregnancy.
whose-
I was like, oh, it could help prevent pregnancy if it's got spermicide in it. But your answer makes way more sense.
Yeah, microscopic tears like in the vaginal walls.
Oh,
Due to the
who's
friction.
tearing?
Yeah. Yeah.
But maybe
Okay.
things are too slippy and then things slip out and then someone breaks a penis.
So not safer, safer for your
Which is
other
a
bodily
legit thing.
parts.
I forget.
It's a legit
I
thing.
was reading it somewhere, either the Facebook group or a DM. Someone broke her husband's penis twice.
Oh,
I
man.
think, didn't we have a bedroom blooper about that?
Maybe that's what it was. I definitely
Once
read
bitten,
it
twice
somewhere.
shy. I don't know. I'd be scared. If I was the dude, I'd be like,
Yeah.
what's wrong here? What are we doing?
Yeah, for real. I can't imagine that pain. That is just nope. Nope.
Okay, so now that, we have a fun start and you feel like you might know a little bit more about lube from the quiz, I thought before we start talking about actual lube, when you clicked on the episode, you probably thought we're just going to be talking about the different types of lube that you can buy in the store. But I thought we should probably start first with our natural lubrication, because that's the first step of being lubed. So I got a little sciencey, so hopefully all the science people will be like, oh, that's interesting, and hopefully those you're not I'm sorry, but you're going to learn a little bit today. And it's going to sound like I'm reading a little bit because I can't memorize this all as I'm doing it. So first, I thought we'd talk about the female natural lubrication. So the natural lubrication, so what is it for? It helps reduce friction and increase the comfort, makes everything work properly. So for the female, it's primarily produced in the Bartholin's gland, which is located near the vaginal opening, and the Skene's gland, which you've probably heard us talking about it in regards to squirting, because is sometimes it's said that some of the fluid that comes out while squirting comes from the Skene's gland. It's kind of equivalent to the female prostate. So these secretions create that smooth, slippery environment that makes everything slip and slide nice. So what is natural lubrication actually made of? Because that was kind of a curious thing. Like, well, we're like, what? Right?
I've never actually thought about that.
Yeah. So it's composed of a fluid called plasma transitate, which is a mixture of water, electrolytes like, sodium, potassium, and chloride ions, proteins, including albumin, and glycoproteins like mucin, which is the same type of, like, mucin is also created like in our mucus and stuff like that. So here's just like a really random fertility thing in my fertility training that I did. If you are lacking in good cervical mucus, so when you're trying to get pregnant, that mucus is really important for the sperm. It provides nutrients and that sort of thing. It fills all the cervical crypts so that the sperm can go directly in. So you want to have
crypts,
like little, little divots.
Yep.
And so if you're trying to get pregnant and you're not having very much cervical mucus, one of the like hacks that you can do is to take an expectorant, like when you're sick and you're trying to get like clear your mucus. So like Mucinex is the brand that has it. I forget what the medical ingredient. It's like guafacin or something, and it increases your mucus. Anyway, I just found that funny that like if you take an expectorant while you're sick, it can increase your cervical mucus. So
interesting.
Kind of crazy. And also on the back end of that, if you take like an antihistamine, like an allergy medication that helps clear your mucus, it can clear your cervical mucus. So if you're trying to get pregnant and you're on allergy medication, that may hinder your chances of getting pregnant because could be hindering your cervical mucus and therefore not allowing the sperm to go all the way through. So that's one of the things that I go through with clients who are trying to get pregnant, like going through all of their,
it's wild,
medical history and like what's going on. So if you're interested in trying to get pregnant or you want to know more nerdy stuff like that, you can come check me out in my fertility stuff at Be Love Fertility. Mucin, that's where we ended off. Let's see. Also includes small organic acids like lactate and urea. So it originates from the blood plasma and is produced by increased blood flow to the vaginal area during sexual arousal, with additional contributions from cervical secretion. So this process is controlled by estrogen and nitric oxide, which relaxes blood vessels and allows fluid to flow more freely. Isn't that crazy? Like just for a little bit of extra fluid. God
Pretty sure
provided.
nitric oxide is Viagra.
Oh, interesting. I wonder.
Opens up the vessels so more blood can flow to the penis.
Interesting. I wonder what it does for women. Like you would think that it would have some sort of effect on women too, but
whoa,
there is no Viagra for women. So,
but what happens if a woman takes a Viagra?
I don't know. Maybe Google it. That might be
I'll Google it. You guys keep talking.
Okay. So obviously there are hormones involved in this lubrication system. So estrogen, that's the main hormone responsible for vaginal moisture, elasticity. This is also like estrogen is the hormone that that tells the body to create that cervical mucus that I was telling you about in your fertile window. That's why when you're about to ovulate, everything feels a lot more slippery down there. Like that's just natural. I like to think of it like your body tries to get you pregnant. So, it will help with that cervical mucus. It helps sex feel good. And so you're like, okay, yeah, this isn't too bad. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Sneaky body.
Yeah.
So Google AI says that Viagra is primarily used for erectile dysfunction in men. However, some women take it off-label, potentially experiencing increased blood flow to the genitals, which could improve arousal, lubrication, and sensitivity. But it's not FDA approved for women.
Okay. So your theory was correct. Well done.
There we go.
That's cool.
But we're not recommending you to do this.
No. Yeah.
It is not FDA approved.
Talk with your doctor.
Yeah, exactly.
This option is right for you. Okay, so other hormones involved, progesterone. So this helps actually regulate the estrogen levels. After you ovulate, estrogen goes down, progesterone goes up, and it kind of reverses what our lubrication system is. So instead of having more, you'll have less. So that may be why, during that between ovulation and your period, you may not be as, you may need more lube during that time. That's probably, if you're thinking menstrual cycle wise, that'll be the most predominant time you'll want to use lube. And then testosterone. And yes, women have testosterone too. So it spikes right before ovulation. So that's kind of where it helps with that sexual desire right around ovulation. Again, our bodies want to get pregnant. So it just gives us the hormones we need to follow through on that. So things that affect our natural lubrication as women, obviously what I just said about the hormone changes, but this also happens not only in like our menstrual cycles, but also during pregnancy. Things totally go all wacko and different, and every woman is different in what they experience there. And menopause. So as you age, the tissue of your vagina thins, and especially like during menopause and after menopause, your body produces less estrogen. So it makes everything a little bit less moist, and you're definitely more prone to vaginal dryness. This is actually a big thing as I'm doing my menopause support training. Depending on how your doctor is trained, they may just say, oh yeah, it's a part of aging, but it's not. Well, it is, but you should have treatments available for you. So different types of like estrogen cream and that sort of thing. So if you are in that age bracket and things are feeling dry and not as lubed, you may need more than just extra over the lube that you buy off the shelf. You may need to actually get some hormones and have that local estrogen cream, which then will help promote blood flow to the area and help with more natural lubrication. So definitely talk to your doctor if you're having issues with that. And if they tell you that it's normal and there's nothing to do, go find another doctor, get another opinion, because you deserve to be a sexual being that enjoys it. Other things that can affect it are like stress, medications. If you're not drinking enough, that can be a big one. And just your overall health can affect
enough water.
Lubrication.
Drinking enough water.
Did I just say drinking enough hydration?
Yeah.
No, you just drinking
you said
enough.
Just drinking enough. So just make sure lots of wine and beer and vodka.
Thank you for that clarification.
I'm not drinking enough, obviously.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. So ways to, increase, we kind of talked about that, diet and hydration, and it's important to have a balanced diet. Making sure you get your omega-3 fatty acids is also a good thing to have to help with that. Foreplay. So having more foreplay does help increase that lubrication and just gives a chance for more blood flow to that area, which again helps with that natural lubrication. And funny enough that like having regular sex can actually help too, because it helps promote natural lubrication over time, and it's keeping the blood flow more to that area. So it's like kind of like a healthy telling your body, hey, we still need this. And so and I can't remember if we talked about it or not, but if you feel like you're doing all the things and it still is not, you're still always needing to buy that extra lube, that is okay. It is not saying that something's wrong with your body. Just wanted to put that out there. This is every body is different in what they produce and how much and all of that, and it's totally okay to have to use lube. Whew. All right. Any questions? Any thoughts?
No, it was good.
Pretty straightforward. Okay.
Learning so much.
Okay, men, you're up. Okay. Men produce a clear. I'm glad you laughed.
That took me a second.
I was going to say, I was like, wait for it. There it is.
Yeah. That could be the hook. Okay. So men, you produce a clear, slippery fluid called pre-ejaculate. Sometimes we call it pre-cum, which is released before ejaculation. So this fluid helps lubricate the urethra for smoother semen passage. like how that's written. Reduce friction during intercourse for increased comfort, and neutralize acidity in the urethra from urine, creating a more sperm-friendly environment. So kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So where does it come from? So pre-ejaculate is produced by the bulbourethral glands, or the Cowper's glands. So they're two like pea-sized glands located beneath the prostate, and these glands release small amounts of fluid when a man becomes aroused. So usually before full ejaculation. So what is in males? Lubrication. So water and mucin. So that same thing about that mucins from that women have too. So that creates that slippery consistency. It has electrolytes and enzymes, and it can sometimes have sperm, which is why we talk about, if you're using the pull-out method for birth control, it's not 100% because you could still have some sperm coming out in that pre-ejaculate. So it doesn't usually contain it, but it can. So why do some men produce more or less pre-ejaculate? So not all men produce the same amount, and some may not notice it at all. I feel like this is the same for women, right? Like some you have it or you might not.
Right.
Factors that affect production can include your arousal level. So the more turned on, the more pre-ejaculate that is likely to be produced. Again, that, drinking water and having a healthy diet can help, and hormones and age. So testosterone levels will start to kind of go down as you age. So that can affect things. Okay, now can you improve it? Since a pre-ejaculate production is mostly reflexive, there's actually not very much that you can do to increase it. But again, the things that we talked about, making sure you're drinking water, all the healthy stuff that we're told all the time, reduce stress, have a healthy diet. All of that helps with things working right. So while male natural lubrication is much less than female lubrication, it's still important and provides a good time. Okay. Any questions with that? Wow, nothing. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. The ideal goal is so that you don't have questions. I'm answering them all as we go. Okay, so now we're going to get into all the different types of lube. So the first one we're going to start with is water-based. So these guys are the most commonly used because they're safe, versatile, and compatible with most sexual activities. They provide a natural feel, making intimacy more comfortable while reducing friction. So water-based lubes, obviously water is the base, plus some ingredients to enhance the texture, the slipperiness, and longevity, because water itself is a terrible lube if you've ever had sex in a hot tub or a pool. Okay. So water obviously is the main ingredient, and then glycerin or propylene glycol, which it helps retain moisture. But glycerin can cause irritation in some people. So like I was looking this up, most of the high quality water-based lubes are glycerin free and paraben free. So that helps. So if you're having reactions or things don't feel as good with whatever lube you're doing, just check to see if they have it in there. I check the ones that we like to promote, the ones that we've tried out, Kokonu, Nixit, and yes, those all of their water-based lubes don't have glycerin or the propylene glycol. So those are high quality ones that work well.
And we have discounts for all those ones.
I was going to say,
yeah,
and we'll put them in the show notes for you to go check those out. They also include cellulose derivatives. These kind of things help thicken the lube for that like smooth gel-like texture. And then some preservatives. So like citric acid, potassium sorbate, these help prevent bacterial growth and help obviously extend the shelf life. So why would somebody use water-based ones? These are safe for condoms and sex toys. So unlike the oil-based lubes, the water-based ones won't degrade latex or damage silicone toys. So I'd say that's probably one of the number one reasons people use the water-based. It's really easy to clean because it just washes off with water. There's not that like nasty sticky stuff that you have to.
Right.
Yeah. It feels more natural because it mimics the body's natural lubrication. Yeah. So the drawbacks of water-based is it dries out faster. So you might need to keep reapplying as you go. It's not ideal for water play. I think you've probably heard us if you've listened to other episodes, like our shower sex episode, which was a really good one, by the way. We'll put that in the show notes.
Okay.
It was fun. You don't want to use water-based in water play because it just washes away. Hey, that rhymes. That could be a poem. Yeah. Okay. And some contain glycerin. So the glycerin helps keep the lube slippery, but it can contribute to yeast infections in people who are prone to them. So one tip you can do is you can apply a small amount of coconut oil or aloe vera gel underneath to slow the absorption because the water-based lubes really absorb into the skin fast. And so if you have that extra barrier underneath, it can help things stay slick longer. Yeah, just make sure not to use the oil-based products or anything with latex condoms if you're using those. And we did an episode all about condoms, and there's different ones that work with different things. That one is also a fascinating episode. Okay, so that's the water-based ones. Now we're on to silicone-based. So these lubes are great, and they're known for being like super slick, long-lasting, and waterproof. So these ones are great if you don't want to keep reapplying or you're in water fun. Okay. What is it made out of? So silicone lube contains synthetic silicone polymers, which create silky, long-lasting texture. And common ingredients include, I might not say these right. Well, there's ingredients in here. The main ingredient is dimethicone, which provides that smooth, non-sticky feel. Cyclopentasiloxane, which helps spread the lube evenly across the skin. And dimethical. Wasn't that dimethicone and dimethical. Okay, so this adds thickness and durability. So unlike the water-based lubes, this silicone doesn't contain water, glycerin, or preservatives, which means it won't dry out or evaporate during use. So that's definitely a pro if you're wanting it to last longer. So yeah, the pros of it are definitely that it's long lasting and doesn't dry out because it doesn't absorb into the skin. Like we said earlier, it's good for any shower or water play. It's super smooth and slippery and good for people with sensitive skin. Many silicone lubes are hypoallergenic, and so they don't cause irritation like the ones like that have the glycerin or parabens. Okay, the cons. They are not safe for silicone toys. So silicone-based lube can break down silicone toys, which actually I would have liked to, how does that work? Why does silicone break down silicone?
Great question.
If you know, send us a message or comment wherever you're watching
comment on the video.
So it can break down silicone sex toys, making them sticky or degrading their surface. So if you use silicone toys, definitely stick with the water-based ones. They are harder to wash off because they're waterproof, so they don't just rinse away easily. So you'll need, soap and water to remove it from skin and your sheets. For some, it can feel too slick. So while some people love the ultra smooth glide, others prefer a lighter, more natural feel like the water-based ones.
Do you want me to take the next one?
Yeah, go for it.
Since you've been shake it up. Give your voice a break.
Yeah, and there's no weird names.
No weird words?
No,
okay, good.
You're good.
Go for it. Okay, the next one is oil-based lube. So it's known for being a thick, long-lasting, often made from natural ingredients. So they provide a rich, moisturizing glide that many people love for certain types of intimacy, but they come with some considerations, especially when it comes to condoms and vaginal health. So what's oil-based lube made out of? They can be natural or synthetic, depending on the ingredients. Some common formulas include plant-based oils, it's like coconut oil, olive oil, almond oil, or jojoba oil. Mineral oil. I wanted to jojoba.
From
Pink Panther?
Pink Panther. And that's like, you can't not read that ever
I know.
without seeing that scene. Like, it's just,
I know. It's so good.
So funny.
Okay. Mineral oil. Some found in commercial oil-based lubes, also in baby oil and petroleum jelly. Fun fact. Shea butter and cocoa butter, often used in thicker formulas. So unlike water and silicone-based lubes, oil-based lubes don't contain preservatives, glycerin, or water, making them a more natural option. However, not all oils are vagina-friendly.
I'll just point out that our favorite lube, Every, falls in this category. I don't have the jar in front of me to say what it's made out of. Coconut oil is the main one.
Yeah, coconut oil is the base. And then, it's just got like stuff to make it smell amazing because it's like the best smelling stuff ever.
It's incredible. Like,
it's more of a cream. And then once it hits your body heat melts it into like the oil base, and then you can use it as a lube. So like we've used it before as like massage oil or like massage lotion. And then as it melts, it becomes like an oil, and then you can just use it for lube. There. If you're on YouTube, Alana has hers right there. It comes in a cool little tin.
Almost
Open
empty.
it up and show them like the texture if you can.
It's almost gone.
It's almost gone. Alana loves it so much. It's almost gone. Oh my gosh, your jar's empty.
Man. Time to get some more.
Justin, we need
but it
more.
smells. Yes.
Oh,
It smells so good, though.
It is the best smelling stuff ever. Like it's not even close.
Yeah.
It's funny. We each got a sample of it, and in one of our
Coconut
meetings,
lime. Coconut lime is the smell.
In one of our meetings that we had said like, "Hey, did you guys test out the Every cream?" And we're all like, "Yeah, it's so good. Like it's like way better than any other thing. Like even if you don't use lube, get it because you'll want to use it." And like Kyle said, it's really good for massage and that sort of thing. Like it's
and
wonderful.
It's edible.
And edible. Like it has everything. So you'll find them. We have a discount for you. It'll be in the show notes. Definitely go check them out because they are awesome.
Yeah. You're welcome. I sprinted to my bedroom for that. So you're welcome. All right. Where were we?
The pros. We're on to the pros of oil-based lube.
Oh, okay. So pros are that it's long-lasting and thick, so oil doesn't evaporate like water-based lubes, making it great for extended sessions and reducing friction. It's moisturizing and nourishing, so natural oils like coconut or almond oil can soften the skin and help prevent irritation. That's
like
amazing.
this Every cream. It feels great. Like you can just leave it there. It doesn't feel like you have to wash it off. It's so nice.
Yep. Great for external play and massage. So it can double as a massage oil.
Massage.
Making it really versatile for foreplay. And it is safe for shower play. Since oil repels water, it won't wash away in the shower. Which is great. Side note, I wonder if this being coconut oil based, if it would melt if you had it in the warm shower. Like the entire thing itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like it would just become a liquid?
Yeah, it would just turn liquid.
Yeah.
Like your coconut oil does in the summer.
Right, yeah.
Just like it says, like in the shipping, if you order from Every, it'll say, depending on the weather, like it can change.
Yeah, that's why they shipped it in like a refrigerated, not a refrigerator, but like an insulated box.
Nice. Okay, cons of oil-based lube. Not safe for latex condoms because oil breaks down latex quickly, increasing the risk of condom failure. So if you're using condoms, stick to water or a silicone-based lube. It can trap bacteria and affect your vaginal health. So oil lingers longer in the vagina, potentially trapping bacteria and disrupting pH levels, which can lead to yeast infections or irritation. And difficult to clean up since oil isn't water soluble. It doesn't wash off easily and can stain sheets and clothing. Unless it's a nice oil and you just want it to stay there, then that's fine. And can damage silicone toys. So like silicone-based lubes, oil can also degrade some sex toys material. So check your toy's compatibility before using it. How to clean it up. Just use soap and water. For sheets, just if you like have like an oily spot, just like spray it with your degreasing thing or your oxy spray, whatever it is, before throwing it in the wash. And not all oils are safe for intimate use. So what is safe is like coconut oil, almond, jojoba, shea butter. But oils to avoid would be baby oil, because that contains mineral oil and fragrances, petroleum jelly. I can't even imagine. Okay.
Is that like Vaseline?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. No, can trap bacteria.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. Like, anyways, it'd be so weird and thick. And scented or flavored oils, because they may contain irritants.
There is one, Lube Life. Actually, their name is #Lube Life. I think it's only available on Amazon. But anyways, they're a flavored lube that is natural.
Nice.
And doesn't contain the yucky stuff. So I'll put a link in the show notes for that one. But that's the only one I found so far that is flavored and doesn't have the stuff to avoid in it.
Nice.
Sweet. Okay. All right. Kyle, you want to take the next one?
Let's do it.
Now we're getting into
All
the special ones.
Specialty lubes. So there's lots of different specialty lubes. Have I told our story about this before?
Yes, the one where you had no. This was condoms.
Yeah, but it was like because it was a lubricated condom, right?
Oh.
So it had like the hot cold on it, and I didn't realize
You
which
should
one I
probably share
had
it again.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we were using condoms because we were between kids and we didn't want to go back to birth control because we were going to get pregnant right away. Anyways, there was a short period where we had to use condoms, and so I just bought like the variety pack or whatever from Costco, and we were all out of the regular ones. Or I thought we had a couple left, so I just reached in one night, grabbed one. Thought I had grabbed a regular one, grabbed like a hot cold one, and all of a sudden we started having sex, and my wife was like, "What is going on?" And it went from hot to like freezing cold, or whatever way it goes, cold to hot, and it was like just totally ruined the whole mood and everything. It was, yeah. Anyways, that was our one experience, one and only.
We got
Well,
some
now you're
given to
going to
us.
find out
Yeah.
what was maybe in it
Exactly.
and why it causes warming.
Exactly. So the warming sensation is due to the ingredients that stimulate the nerve endings. So this leads to increased blood flow and a feeling of warmth. So common components or ingredients are capsaicin, which is like what makes chilies spicy. It activates.
So now just think about that for a second. Who wants that there?
Not me.
This
Not
is-
I.
Yeah. There's a story that a friend of mine has about eating hot wings and then using his hands on his wife, and yeah, she was not happy with him for this reason.
Man. Yep.
So
You need, that's when you need like the, after like postpartum where you make the padsicles of like that's what you're
Padsicle.
gonna need it after.
Yeah, exactly.
Padsicles included.
Okay, so it activates the heat receptors in the skin, which gives you that warming sensation. Sometimes it's cinnamon oil. This is like a natural extract that can cause a warming sensation by, again, stimulating the blood circulation. And then you've got glycerin again, which is the sugar alcohol that can create a mild warming effect due to its hygroscopic nature. So it draws moisture away and generates heat. So when you apply these, the ingredients interact with the skin and our mucous membranes, which leads to this warming sensation. Plus, you add in the friction of the sexual activity, which brings more blood flow, which brings more of a warming sensation because you're stimulating those nerve endings even more. So how do you know if it's a bad reaction to what's going on or if this is just like a normal warming sensation from the lube? So if it's normal, it'll be mild, like a pleasant heat sensation, and it'll fade within like a few minutes, and you won't have any pain or stinging or burning or any of that sensation. If it's an irritation, you'll have like a strong burn or a stinging, and it'll last even once you've like tried to wash it away. Lastly, if you have an allergic reaction, it'll be like red, itchy, maybe even swollen, and it will get worse over time. So if you have the irritation, it should go away on its own. If it doesn't go away, like I would say within, like an hour or so, go see your doctor. If you have an allergic reaction, same thing. If it gets really bad, go get some medical help.
I think some of them say, like try on a part of your skin that isn't your
Like
genitals
spot test.
Yeah.
to start with.
Back of your
So-
hand or something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if it does feel too intense and you end up in my situation, what do you do? first would be to stop whatever it is that you're doing, and then wash with like a mild soap and some warm water. You can apply a soothing agent, so something like aloe vera or coconut oil, and then try your best, although this is hard, to like rub it or scratch it because you're going to just irritate it further. And then lastly, if it lasts more than a few hours, the pain, swelling, redness, seek some medical advice. Okay, let's go to the opposite now. So now we're going to talk about cooling. So how do cooling lubes work? So the cooling sensation in these is primarily due to the ingredients that stimulate cold sensitive receptors in the skin and mucous membranes. So common components include menthol. So anytime you have a mint, it feels cold. That's the same idea. Peppermint oil. So again, it contains menthol and other compounds that contribute to the cooling sensation by stimulating our cold receptors. Spearmint oil. So all of these kind of come from the mint menthol sensation. Once these lubes hit our skin, they'll interact with our thermoreceptors in the skin, which are like the receptors in our skin that detect temperature or react to temperature. And it creates a sensation of coolness. Friction during sexual activity can enhance this by increasing blood flow and nerve sensitivity, which will spread this lube to more receptors, giving more of a cooling sensation. So, flavored lubes. This is like what I talked about earlier with hashtag lube life. This is where they would fall. So they're typically water-based, meaning they're easy to clean, safe for use with condoms and most sex toys, all the reasons we talked about earlier. The key ingredients usually include, of course, water because they're water-based, some sort of sweetener. So you might have glycerin in these ones, or sorbitol, or sucralose, something to add the sweetness. And then a flavoring agent. So whether this is natural or artificial, just check the label. And then possibly some preservatives. So ingredients like potassium sorbate or citric acid. And these help keep the lube and the flavoring fresh so it doesn't go bad. So again, I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure Lube Life, one of you want to pull it up on Amazon and we can read the ingredient list and share that. So pros of flavored lube. It makes oral much more enjoyable for him and her, either way, because if you don't like the taste sensation of either going down on him or going down on her, this can help mask that. And it can encourage longer foreplay because you don't have that deterrent of the taste that you don't like because it's being masked by this. So typically they're water-based again, so they're safe to use with condoms and sex toys, and you can use it also to go right into intercourse if that's what you guys want to do. It's great for first-timers. So if oral is something that you are not familiar with or you're uncomfortable with, this is a good way to start because you can focus on what you're actually doing and not the negative of that taste. And then there's tons of variety. So I think Lube Life's got like a dozen flavors. So there's a chance that there is a flavor in there that you will like. If you don't like coconut, then maybe they have strawberry or banana or whatever. There's lots of flavors. So the cons are, again, not all of them are going to be the best for intercourse because they contain that glycerin or the sugars. Those can increase the chance of a yeast infection. Some of them just taste gross. Some of them are going to taste really artificial or way too sweet, and they're just like yucky. So, or you get that like chemical aftertaste, like super gross. And then again, the irritants, right? So try to look for glycerin-free, paraben-free, especially if you are sensitive to ingredients or topicals in general. You got it, Alana?
So this one, Lube Life says it's they're without parabens, oil, glycerin, or silicone. This is the water-based one. I think they also have a oil. It says water-based. Oh, they have a water-based toy lubricant as well.
What are their flavors? Read out the flavors.
Can't see the flavors for some reason. It just shows what sizes. It doesn't.
What's it called again?
Lube Life? Oh, I see. There's a watermelon flavor.
I don't think you're looking up the flavored one.
Oh no, I'm not. No.
Okay, so here are the flavors that Lube Life has. So they have cotton candy, birthday cake, pina colada, sex on the beach, strawberry, and watermelon. So I think they got a pretty good variety there. Chances are you're going to find one there that you will like. And so here, even their flavored lubes, they say that they are formulated using pure natural ingredients for a comfortable and easy feel. This vegan formula is made without added sugars, parabens, glycerin, silicone, gluten, and hormones. So, and then they have this awesome line: let Lube Life reawaken your appetite and fill you up like an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Nice.
So yeah, this is the best one. If you want flavored, but you don't want the yucky stuff, this is got none of the yucky stuff in it.
Yeah, I was definitely just looking at the normal lube that they have,
No,
not actually the flavored.
All right, so how do you use a good flavored lube? So first off, check the ingredients. Again, we just talked about it. Lube Life is a good one that doesn't have any of the stuff to avoid in it. And read reviews. If you find one that you like, just Google the name reviews, and you can check tons and tons of reviews. Obviously, Lube Life is on Amazon. They've got tons of reviews there. Give it a read. Actually, for Lube Life, the only reason I know about it is because someone recommended in the Facebook group. So if you go into our Facebook group, you can just search Lube Life, and someone in there had a really good review of it.
And I think it's just one word too.
Yeah.
For those searching.
And then again, test it. Put it on your fingertip, put it on the back of your hand, put it on your forearm, put it somewhere first, and taste it and see how your body or your skin reacts to it. Okay. So just for fun, here are some of the weirdest flavored lubes that we were able to find.
It's amazing.
So most of them generally are like fruity or dessert inspired flavors, but some companies have created some insane ones. So there was pizza, bacon, whiskey, glazed donut, and probably the most awkward one, mac and cheese.
Gross.
Like, how do they even make those taste like that? Like, ugh.
I can't
But
imagine.
I
Like,
guess
you know
it's
what
like
I
ice
really
cream.
need?
Like there's a gelato place by my house, and they have like 200 and something flavors, and they've got
Oh man.
all of these. They got mac and cheese, they got dirt flavored, they got like wasabi flavored, they got all sorts of weird stuff. It's
Yeah.
I
Bizarre.
don't know, maybe there's real whiskey in the whiskey flavored one.
Yeah. Bacon, it would be just like smoke flavored.
Some bacon fat in
I
there.
can't imagine someone be like, you know what I'm really missing from my sex life? Mac and cheese. You know what? You know what we're missing? You know what I'd love to taste right now? No, said no one ever. But apparently someone. So,
I feel like they
jeez
just
Louise.
be bought as like gag gifts.
Yeah.
White
no.
elephant gets re-gifted
Yeah,
the next year.
Because you would gag from the flavor.
Yeah.
Gag gift, pun intended.
Ugh.
Wow, that was interesting.
All right. So now you guys know everything there is to know about lube.
Go slip and slide.
All right. Well, I will close us off in prayer then. Lord Jesus, thank you for giving us creative minds, that we've been able to create things that make our sex life even better and can add fun and spiciness and coolness and the ability to, help us procreate and just enjoy each other better. I just pray for all the couples listening today that they will be blessed, that they will put a smile on their face, and that they will be reminded of the good thing, sex that you created, and that we are one of those good things too. Amen.
Amen. Hey friends, thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you like our content, please like, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts, and tell your friends too. Thanks so much for journeying with us today as we tackled the hard questions and dive deep into godly intimacy. Make sure you follow us on Instagram to see more of our content, and check the show notes for any links we might have mentioned in today's episode. We're so grateful to be on this journey with you, and we can't wait to see you in the next episode.